And I know I don't normally, I'm not normally live on a Saturday, but this is too important not to share. So I put up on Twitter and I put up on my Facebook last week that Oprah Winfrey was going to be doing 60 Minutes. And I don't know if I've seen the whole programme, but I watched a good bit of it. And I just want to make you aware that I am going to be talking about trauma, not in depth, okay? But just make sure you're safe and make sure you have access to someone that you can talk to. Or you can phone me, 0834 137 998 if anything comes up for you. But I suppose the biggest message I got was one of hope. And we've grown up with Oprah, we've seen her, and she is just so excited about this. And what I learned was that, that childhood can be difficult. And I know for me, having grown up in the north, it wasn't easy, from two camps. So because of that, my brain's been wired differently. But I also know that with going to counselling and educating myself about the impact of trauma, that my life has changed so much. Like my thoughts, I've talked about this before, haven't been so bad. So they kind of talked about 4 things: if there's been chaos in your life, if there's been inconsistency, if there's been violence, or there had been uncertainty. That makes you wired differently. So you're more vulnerable as a result, and as a result, you're more sensitive, which makes so much sense to me. So our brain is constantly trying to make sense of the world. And our brain likes to have order and responsibility. That's why we like routine. That's why we don't really like things to change. But things change all the time in small ways. So what Oprah was talking about was helping us to understand our own story. Because when we understand ourselves, then we understand what can set us off, what can trigger us. So I know for me, I always like to feel that I'm heard and listened to. And if there's times that I feel like I'm not heard, I can get quite ratty with my husband. I've got a lot better because I understand it now. So it's about understanding your own trauma, but it's also about that internal dialogue, that voice that we all have. It's about changing the talking that we have. And it's allowing ourselves time to heal. And that, I think, it takes time. And I've been to many therapists over the years. And I think it's like an onion. You peel the layers away. And I know for me, trust was a big issue. And I didn't realise that trust was a big issue, but it was. And I now have a therapist who has been amazing. And I have learned so much from her, but I've learned so much about me. And I suppose that's how counselling has changed my life. It's empowered me. It's given me the knowledge to understand me. And if you understand yourself, then it makes life a lot easier. So Oprah talked about how the healing process is to have someone there that will always be there, regardless if you're really pissed off to the hilt or angry, but they're always there for you. And having that relationship has a really big impact. And Oprah talked about how this on her own life was impactful and revolutionary. I'm reading my notes here. And she said that the doctor that she was talking to, Dr. Perry, he said, like what Oprah said, Dr. Bruce Perry, he's a scientist, he's not going to say love, but that's really what he means. So if we're in an environment where we're responded to, where we're valued, we're trusted, and we're loved, the difference that it makes. And I know for me, that started quite a while ago. Like, my parents have always loved me, But Oprah said that her 4th grade teacher made Oprah believe that she mattered, and school for her was a really great place for her to grow and become who she is today. But it's about learning your story and what happened to you and sharing that. So it's not about what is wrong with you, it's about what happened to you to make you the way you are. And she says if one of her employees is like really an idiot, she doesn't look at the behaviour. She says, well, what's happened to that person for them to behave that way? So asking them what happened to you is really, really powerful. So I think next time will be a week or so, because as I said, I'm really busy next week. I'm going to talk about what trauma is. Now, this is from my viewpoint. I'm talking about myself. This is not a professional, so don't for 1 second think I'm giving professional advice that I'm an expert, because I am not. I am talking about what I have learned, and that's the whole point of what I've learned, is to pass that information on to you, because you know that old saying, information is power, and it's so true. And I know that trauma has had a really big impact on me. I know lots of other people that that's had an impact. But what I'm saying to you is, if you've been through trauma, you're a survivor, and you'll get there, you know? And sometimes you have to have patience. But sometimes we take one day at a time, and then we look back and we feel a lot better, and we look back and we see where we are. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. And it's so simple, that's the thing, right? This isn't like highly fluent and stuff. This is so simple. And, you know, sorry, my nose is running. Sometimes that's just the way, I think the simplest things, like, you think of the light bulb. What a difference that's made to our lives. And yet it's so simple, you know? So what I'm saying to you is just learn. And I will put stuff up because there is so much out there. That's what it's about. And it's about accepting you for who you are, you know? So mind yourself. Happy St. Patrick's Day. The snow hasn't appeared. I don't know how well. But anyway, I could be wrong. I don't have a crystal ball. So look after yourselves and take care. Okay? Bye.